In three, two, one, play.
So we might be a little ahead of you again, but we'll see.
21st Century Film Corporation and George Romero present
20th Century Fox.
That's a different studio.
Does
Different
Disney
guy.
own this movie?
It
Filmed
might
by Tom
explain why
Savini.
there's no decent 4K release.
Oh. But apparently, an extended cut of this proper restoration by Tom Savini is currently in the works. So keep an eye out for that.
Oh,
It's great.
We'll see.
So
I was
So
also promised
immediately
a
they
Scream
say-
4 release, and we haven't gotten that yet.
I gotta take the time. So when this movie came out, it was panned by critics. Everyone hated it. Didn't do well. Over time, it's gotten a bit of a better reputation, I think. But according to Tom Savini, though, the finished film we're looking at here, to him, he has said was like 40% the movie he wanted to make. And apparently, this new extended cut he's working on is a lot closer to his original vision. But
I
I
don't know
know
what the
this was a
fuck that
nightmare for him
means.
to. I don't either, but he said this was a nightmare to work on because it's funny is him directing it was Romero's idea. Romero thought he'd be a good choice to direct it. The problem is Romero wasn't there on set while they were making it; he was somewhere else. And Tom Savini got into horrible fights with the producers who were just breathing it out his neck this entire time. So this is his first movie and an awful experience, which is a real shame because I think it's pretty good.
The movie we got is fine.
Has he directed much since this?
Not that I'm that familiar with. Like, I'm sure he has. I know he's done like some TV work. Like, he's directed TV episodes of things.
Yeah, because this is the only movie I know that he's directed that I can think
I'm
of.
looking.
Yeah. Like, I know he directed like an episode of Creep Show, stuff like that.
That makes sense.
Mostly just it looks like episodes of stuff, but he has a movie
Yeah,
called
just
Nightmare
TV.
City that's supposed to come out TBD.
No?
But this is the only movie he's directed that I can tell.
Oh,
So it seems like they're really truncating the beginning right now because
yeah. And again, I wonder how much of that is just through editing and it compared to what they shot. I don't know because most of it's just ADR. What we get of this conversation.
It's just kind of amusing to me that this movie immediately starts off with "They're coming to get you, Barbara."
Yeah.
And it's the stuff of him scaring her over the shots of them driving. It's like we're really in a rush to get through this opening, aren't we?
We are, but we got Bill Moseley here as Johnny, which I think is great cast. Most known for playing Chop Top in Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Texas Chainsaw 2.
So I like his casting, but Johnny is so much more of an asshole in this version, and that really sets the template for everything moving forward. This scene to me feels so rushed, and he's such an asshole that it's like, dude,
I don't know why he's dressed like
back,
the one
man.
from the 60s.
I don't know, but it's what.
Yeah, and immediately we're at the zombie here.
Oh yeah, but this is a good gag.
Oh, never mind.
You judgmental prick.
I thought it was a zombie. It's because I saw the original.
What's up with that guy?
I like the fake out. He's not the actual zombie.
I like
it.
it.
He's a jump scare.
And now she's kicking him.
Oh yeah, and already she's more of like an action hero. Now, of course, I should have known the zombies are gonna look more zombie-like in this one.
Yeah. They definitely have more of that Day of the Dead flavor, specifically. But Johnny's not the same. This is a good gag. Like, goddamn.
Whoa. Damn.
Got a whoa out of Noah.
That hurt.
Impressive. So I like the scene a lot. I just could have used a couple more minutes of build up. Where it's like, that was fast.
You know. Like, we just fucking started. We're not even...
We're not even done with the credits.
We're only 5 minutes in. It is kind of like how Snyder's Dawn of the Dead opens, where that's like immediately like shit hits the fan.
Mm-hmm. I guess the difference though is that's a bit more calm with the characters. This movie opens with characters and yelling at each other, and then we're just already at an 11 in the first second of this movie.
It's fine.
And this is gross.
And already we're seeing a dude's ass.
Yeah, it's a good visual gag though, because it's not a real suit. It was just open casket for an open casket funeral, but now he's lumbering around. That's fun.
It's kind of fun.
So the zombies like picking up weapons and shit is downplayed a lot in this film. We still do it here. It's like they're like, it's too iconic. We got to do the Brit gag.
Yeah, so I assume that the little girl uses the weapon later.
You would assume wrong. We don't do that. Oh fuck! Oh, this poor guy. This stunt's a little better than the first one because we can actually crash a car.
Yeah.
And this one can't edit around it. It's funny though because one of the big criticisms of this movie at the time was like, "Oh my god, it's just a cash grab. Romero's a sellout. This is just cheap to make money." And it's like, that's partially true, but the whole reason for them being interested in making this movie is because he wanted a version of this movie that he could own and get residuals off of, because the first one had gone into public domain and he wasn't making a cent off of it. So I feel like it's not made for like the cynical reason critics took it as when it came out, where it's like, I get why he's interested in.
Sorry, that's not a reason to give a movie a bad review. It's not.
Yeah, you should still judge the piece for itself.
I guess with this, it's like you kind of got to give it to him because he's not making money off that original movie.
Right. And then, ironically, this movie doesn't do well at the box office, so he doesn't make money off of this movie either.
Yeah, because it cost like $4 million and barely made $5 million.
Mm-hmm. It was a big old bomb.
It's fine.
John, all you've said is it's fine so far.
I mean, I don't have the complaints that Robert does. Like this it's okay. Like, we're just getting started.
No, I like it. I just could have used a couple minutes of build up. Noah, where do you land? Like Noah was talking about how we just start right with the iconic line and the argument.
Yeah, no. So far, I'm with Robert, but I'm into it so far. Still, like I'm still watching it.
Yeah, I still like it.
Yeah, you didn't. The stuff that bothers you to me is fine.
But that's this whole. It's just enigmatic of this whole movie where it's just non-stop arguing and yelling. Where I'm like, okay, we need to slow down a bit more. But we'll see. Like I said, I do like Patricia Tallman a lot as Barbara in this. Although coming up is one of the very few bits from this movie we do more subdued than the original, where she doesn't walk in and get jump scared by the deer head and taxidermy. It's a little bit more mellow than that.
It's funny though because the camera work is not as frantic as the original was, despite everything else being a lot more frantic.
Right. Yeah, like the performances are, but the camera work's a lot more kind of traditional.
It was Pumbaa. There's the deer head.
Oh no, they got Pumbaa. Now we know what happened to him.
Oh my god, it's a hand.
Can I give you a hand, Barbara? This is all just one big elaborate prank. Is the big twist.
Whoa.
It's just a prank, bro.
Do you think that hand came from Jurassic Park?
Probably.
It's just Wilford Brimley.
He's in everything we watch.
He's just looking
Guy
for
gets
his
around.
diabetes
Barbara's having a
medication.
rough day.
Yeah, he can't because he can't find his diabetes medicine.
Oh shit.
Oh god. Oh, what's wrong with your face?
Yeah. It
This
looks
is a
like part of
good
it is
gag.
missing, but it's not.
That's a good stunt. I'm impressed.
Yeah.
Okay, so he wasn't already in the house. Ben just rolls up.
That's in the first one too.
But doesn't
No,
she
when
run
she
into
gets
him
there,
in the
Ben's
house?
already there.
He rolls up in the car with the headlights.
He does?
Yeah, we
Why
just
do I
watched
remember
it.
him being just already being there?
I
Robert, are
know
you
we
trying to
just
gaslight
watched it.
us?
I know we just watched it, but I remember Barbara just running into him in the house.
No, they're out. It's on the front porch, and then and then they come in, and then the zombie smashing the headlights on the car.
Robert, are you
We
Okay.
gaslighting
just watched it.
us?
No, we.
Because
I
no one
know
I
we
remember
literally
the
just
same
watched
way.
it.
Okay,
Maybe
hang
Roll
this
on.
back the
doesn't start
footage.
yet.
I will pull up a public domain copy on
Ugh.
YouTube on
It's
my phone.
not
And I'll
that
send you guys a
important.
screenshot.
But anyway,
Yeah, I don't
Noah,
know.
this is probably the best casting choice in the whole movie. You get Tony
Yes,
Todd as Ben.
Oh yeah.
which
I
is really
mean,
cool because he gets typecast so much as villains and things after Candyman. So it's kind of
yeah.
nice seeing him just be a good guy.
I like
Well, it's
when
funny because this
he's
is before Candyman? Question mark.
Yes, by a couple years. Yeah,
so I
it
guess
feels like
Candyman kind of
stunt.
starts that.
Yeah, like this feels like stunt casting, but it's not. He's just a
Yeah,
young working actor. It just works
actor.
out that he becomes a horror icon.
So, Robert, what is your
I
favorite actor?
I said actor.
No, you didn't.
Oh my god.
I do like when Tony Todd he plays villains really well, but I do like when he's cast out of type, stuff like
Hmm.
this. Against type rather. Already she's kicking ass. And part of it feels like we have to make up for the old version.
Yes.
So immediately we'll make her like
It's maybe
an action hero.
overcompensating, but I don't know.
To be fair, they do give her some moments of kind of panicking where you think they're gonna go that.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, she's just kind of ran around and screamed.
Mm-hmm. It does take her a little bit to get settled.
I think maybe one unfortunate thing, and this is why he's always typecast as a villain. He just has that like vibe of a movie villain.
Yeah.
It's already like, Ben, are you the villain of this movie?
But how much of that is because you've seen Candyman and a bunch of stuff where he's played the villain?
Yeah, maybe.
Like I don't know. It's just one of those interesting questions.
And like I said, Tony Todd's great in this role, and I do like his more subdued moments. But for most of this movie, he's just yelling. This is a much angrier Ben on the edge than we see in the first one. But I like these quieter moments early on we get with him. But Noah, what timestamp are you currently at?
Right now, I'm at 1536.
Okay.
Actually, now 1540.
Okay,
You're having
I'm
some
about
trouble
there.
there, Robert.
I've already had 3 YouTube ads, so I am doing my
Oh,
best to stay
man.
synced up.
That's why I watch this on Vudu.
Well, I can't,
You could.
but well, I'll try it on my laptop next time.
Yeah, Robert. There's a thing called ad blocker.
Nah,
Well, and to be fair
that's
to
illegal.
Robert, YouTube is cracking down on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, which
It
is
seems
bullshit.
to be working for me, though.
Is all this movie just people fighting zombies?
It is a zombie movie, after all.
Is this just a zombie movie simulator?
He's walking towards that zombie. Is this a walking simulator?
All movies, by definition, walking simulators.
Oh my god.
This guy with his body all mangled. It's pretty
You
gnarly.
started off like in the Christopher Walken place. This guy.
This guy, his body's all mangled.
Yeah. It's interesting though in Savini's approach. Well, also one of the reasons why Savini thinks this is, of course, the MPAA happened, so he had to cut a lot of shit out to get an R. So again, I'm curious what the extended cut, but probably not as much excessive gore as you'd expect, because he actually talked about that, how he didn't want this to be as gory as the work he was known for, because he wanted to be more in the tone of the original film. And you've already seen though so far that there is a lot more gore, but maybe not as much as you expect from a Savini picture. Like there's not a lot of like blood splatter,
Well,
lingering on shots and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, just you're not going to be able to avoid like the gore the way the original did, just because times are different.
But also the zombie designs themselves, though, he wanted to kind of be more realistic in terms of like how they're decaying and some.
I hate that word. Get it out. Just stop.
But realistic in terms of corpses, though. Like we saw the guy earlier with.
They are walking corpses. There is nothing realistic about them. Stop it.
I love how John already has a problem with your point, and you're not even finished making it.
Now John's turned on Savini. He's like, "Fuck that guy. He's a hack."
No, I mean, I still like this movie. It's just I think that's the wrong mindset to have. They're walking corpses. You're not going to make it realistic.
No, but that's always been his approach with like dead bodies and stuff, though, because of his experience photographing shit and like Vietnam and seeing like he talked about this, how he's like, oh, I hate it in death scenes and people have like the dramatic deaths, and like he's like, no, like keep your eyes open, like so that's always been kind of baked into his approach. This is his real.
That's fine for death scenes, but I mean, that's what makes Friday the 13th so cool.
But I'm just saying the design of them he wanted more realistic. Obviously, surprise to some, zombies don't actually exist. This is a fiction.
What?
But just the design of them.
No!
He's going for realism. I think that's fine.
It also goes back to the point you were just making about how he didn't want there to be so much like sensational over the top gore in this movie,
like big splatter scenes.
Yeah, so the design of the zombies in this one is kind of in that same vein. It's just going back to the original.
Mm-hmm. And the idea is these are all, most of what we're seeing are like recent corpses. So some are decaying more than others.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's fine. I think
Yeah.
I think that's a good approach for a remake to take in, like paying tribute to the original while also doing something different.
Yeah, because not that this movie's trying to supplant the original, it's just trying to walk that fine line. The whole reason we're making this to, get money off of it when we can't from the original and actually own a version of it. So we want to be faithful, like we want it to be an accurate representation of that original movie, but we still want to throw in differences. Savini still wants to make it his own. Like it's walking that line pretty okay, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so far so good.
Yeah, and like this bit's really goofy with Barbara patting around the hand, but it's just
Pick it
it's a
up.
pretty good looking hand.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to touch that thing either.
Just pick it up.
But no, you're saying you would pick up the gory cut
A
off
severed
arm.
hand, yeah.
You'd probably try to eat it too, you weirdo.
I'm not a zombie.
Aren't you
Or
though?
are you?
Those zombies are
I mean,
following your lead.
they're behind me. That's just because they want to eat me. It doesn't mean I'm one of them.
Robert, what you're saying, where like everybody's at an 11. This reminds me of Mary Shelley's Frankenstein. That movie's also
Yes.
at an 11 at all times.
Which I think is maybe less distracting though when you're watching it in a watch party, like talking over it with other people. When I'm just watching it by myself, I'm like, man, this is a lot.
Awesome.
This is epic.
But I do like these bits early on where we actually do get quiet for a minute. But once Cooper comes in, like it is all yelling from that point to the end of this film. But looking at early reviews of this, John, you forgot by the way. Looking at early
Forgot
reviews of
what?
this, the timer.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
it's too late
fine.
now.
We'll do it in post.
Yeah. But I feel like a lot of reviews though just calling this like, oh, it's the same movie, it's pointless. Very similar to the response that Psycho 98 got. I just think these movies were made coming from different places, and unlike that film, like, yes, it's the same
This
plot
one's
and same characters,
watchable.
but I think it's more watchable. A, and B, like, it's not using the same dialogue, like, it is still an updated script, and it is shot differently. I think it's a little disingenuous to say, like, that film, like, to call this a shot-for-shot remake. Like, not really. It's just very
Not.
faithful. Yeah.
That's part of the reason why that remake is a lot more infamous, and I guess this one's a little bit more forgotten.
Yeah.
Just because this one isn't as controversial, and it didn't make that awful mistake of just doing a beat for beat remake.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all pretty subdued so far.
Yeah.
No, it's at an 11 at all times.
Oh, we'll
Tony
get there.
Todd, he's screaming right now.
Oh, he'll get there. Don't worry. They do a really interesting thing with Barbara's wardrobe, if you pay attention. Like, it's a very deliberate choice how her wardrobe changes throughout the movie. We always see her changing something about her outfit, like putting on the socks and boots in this scene. Like you guys said earlier, it's definitely kind of making up for the original. It is a more quote unquote like feminist modern take on Barbara, but I think it works. I don't think it's like beating you over the head with it. It's just this is just a more confident character has her shit together, and I think that's fine.
The main thing I've noticed is that shirt she's wearing is like 6 times too big for her. And Tony Todd is like either
Sweating out of
sweating
his
or
eyes.
nodding. I don't know which.
He is sweating from every orifice of his body.
He was just crying a second ago.
There's the gas pump.
Gasoline.
Oh my god. That picture looks kind of like that zombie guy.
From that one movie.
You don't think they could be the same person?
Oh my god.
I don't think now's the time to be smoking, Ben.
Have you ever seen this film, Thank You for Smoking, that hasn't been made yet? But let's sit down and watch it.
Oh, yeah,
That's
that
not a horror
controversial
film.
movie. Nobody said it was. The horror is Aaron Eckhart's career.
What do you mean? I Frankenstein was peak.
Yeah, sure.
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure it was.
No, I believe you. I've seen the trailer. I bet it is peak.
Fun fact: I own that movie on Vudu. I got it in like a free code, and I never watched it.
But,
We'll cover it someday.
and like I said, this movie has the same plot as the original, but this is one of those little changes I like, where in the first one, Ben finds the gun in a closet, and here it's this guy who lived here, shot himself. It's just a different little moment
That's
that I
pretty
think
grim.
works. Oh, yeah.
When do you guys
And I
think
think-
we'll try to remake this again?
Oh, well, I'm sure we'll knock out a few more. Fine. But I do think, though, that original film, compared to something like Psycho, which, like, I'm not saying there isn't a good remake of that you could make, but I think just the difference between Psycho and Dead is Psycho has such a specific script, and is all built around that twist that you just can't replicate that experience. You have to do something different with it. This is such a broader concept, this is more of a high film to begin with, that I think there is more wiggle room doing an update of. So at least to me, it's not as sacrilegious or much of a bad idea. But maybe that's just me, or it's just like, well, this got the remake and the Psycho remake was awful. So maybe that's just what we're comparing.
Wild!
Here. I don't know.
There's a Night of the Living Dead unofficial remake that takes place in England.
Of course.
It's called Shaun of the Dead.
No, it's called Night of the Living Dead Resurrection. They went
Isn't that
full.
redundant?
The Living Dead Resurrection.
I
The
love
Living Dead Resurrected.
I love that the tagline is when the sun goes down, the terror begins, and then you won't stay dead.
That sounds fine.
I want to watch it.
Those
John,
generic taglines.
Why did you try to be immortal?
To live forever.
This Cooper actor.
He is so much more an asshole in this film.
He's already hamming it up.
Oh yeah, like he's not bad. I do enjoy the performance. Like the movie does succeed at making you hate this guy. I just prefer more of the nuance from the original.
No.
Yeah, why is he already so much more punchable?
And they make a deliberate choice of him going to the fridge for a beer. So you gotta have that in there. It's like, oh god, he's drinking too.
To be fair, like how we were talking about in the original, I don't think it's so much a problem with the writing. This is just what this guy would be in the 90s or the late 80s.
Yeah, it's kind of that trope.
He would be a less complex, nuanced person.
Well, like
in the
because
90s.
that movie in the 60s, you still have the very traditional family roles where the dad is like a good person that makes tough decisions to save, like, keep his family safe and like stuff like that. In the 80s, it was the dad is the asshole.
Sometimes. Depends on
at least in film.
Also,
like,
we're talking
come on.
1968, though. That shit had already broken down.
I can't speak to that because I did not live through either the 60s or the 80s. So,
So the guy that's playing Cooper was in House of a Thousand Corpses and The Devil's Rejects, which is where I know him from.
Yeah.
And he's also in Rob Zombie's Halloween.
Good for him.
Okay, so I've already seen him in 2 movies.
Yeah, have you saw Devil's Rejects?
Yeah.
He is the deputy in that movie.
Okay.
Boy, these guys sure are yelling a lot.
To be fair, Cooper started it. Oh. Noah, he's also on an episode of Firefly.
Oh. I have not
Lund.
seen that show. Yeah, I don't remember that character. I haven't seen that show in a very long time.
Well, it was probably season 1. Can't be sure.
Oh, you think? Yeah.
I think it was on season 2, actually.
Oh, nobody tell him.
Wait.
Why is Tom so sad?
Oh, he's also in the Eddie Murphy Dr. Dolittle. He voices the German Shepherd. This is a character I think I do like a little bit better in this remake. Nick, I think is his name. No, Tom. I don't know where I got Nick.
Nick Van Owen.
Yeah. He's in Robert. He is in Friday the 13th Part 7.
Oh.
He's
he was
Michael.
One of those guys.
I don't remember which one that is, but I'll know the minute I see him, though. Oh, he. I am pretty sure he is one of the reshoots where it's just like a couple of people in the woods camping, and then Jason just shows up and murders them. But I think because he's the one that like they're all there for the party for, and then Jason kills him first, so like he never shows up to the party.
Oh, that guy. Okay, good for him.
Yeah, he got killed by Jason.
That's an honor.
It is.
Although, I think everyone wants to aspire to have like the Bill Paxton status where he got killed by a Terminator, a Predator, and an alien.
But he never got killed by Freddy or Jason.
Yeah, but that's pretty good too.
It's pretty good. Noah, what's your current timestamp?
Currently at 34:25.
Okay,
Damn YouTube ads.
Yeah, I'm close enough. It's fine.
We just got introduced to Tom's girlfriend.
Yeah, she's like, I'm in this movie too.
Yeah, don't forget about me.
She's in Death to Smoochie, which I've always wanted to see.
I really want to see that. Yeah, I've heard it's terrible, but I want to see it.
I didn't even know it was supposed to be terrible.
Yeah, it's not well liked.
That's a shame.
I'll watch it for Robin Williams.
Yeah, and it's directed by Danny DeVito.
Exactly.
But like, even to his wife, he's just a total asshole in this version. Like, we don't calm down here at all. It's just more yelling. And I hope you guys like scenes of them nailing and door windows, because I don't know. I feel like we did that a little bit in and that's just the rest of this movie. Like,
I was gonna say, I think
pay
we
attention to
meet.
that.
I think we meet the other characters in the house earlier than we do in the original.
I think so too.
Wasn't it about halfway through the original when we meet Cooper?
Maybe more like a third. Which, I don't know, I guess that's kind of
Maybe.
where we're at too. Like I said, I just think the pacing is just a little better in the first.
Damn, calm down, dude.
From this point, like I said, I like this movie, but from this point on, it's a lot of yelling and a lot of nailing boards in doors. For some reason, that's
nailing
the thing
words
we do
into
doors a lot
doors.
more.
What?
Boards.
No, you said words.
You said words.
You said nailing words into sentences.
That too.
Don't tell me it didn't happen. I saw it happen.
I'm not the guy who forgot how Ben was introduced in the first movie that we just
I didn't forget. You're just gaslighting us.
You're gaslighting us, dude.
I will send you the
cool.
timestamp.
Robert, that's not cool.
It's so funny that you guys forgot that.
I will take all of them a bunch of yo-yos.
But Noah, do you see where I'm coming from though? Where I don't know, just between like those two movies from the '60s, Psycho and Night of the Living Dead, that this one just makes more sense to remake. Not to improve on, but it's just as a broader concept. Do you see where I'm coming from?
This is more a timeless concept of just like humanity falling apart.
Yeah.
And you could say different things are bad. Psycho is a very specific thing that somebody is saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was going to say that Night of the Living Dead is a little bit more timeless, but I don't know. Like, I feel like you could do the story of Psycho now. I guess.
Well, you can. They did. It's called Bates Motel.
Right. And in a different format that gave them the opportunity to do something really different with it.
But I don't know if you mean like a full-on remake of the.
Well, I don't know if you know this, Noah, but the final season is just a remake of Psycho.
Yeah. I do know that, yeah. I still could watch that show. I don't know. I think it makes sense to remake either. Just the way that they went about doing the Psycho remake was very much the wrong choice.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and it's interesting because the Psycho remake is a shot-for-shot remake, except for all the times where they try to do something a little different. They just make all the wrong choices in what they do differently.
That's true. But then I think when we fast forward to... So like I said, I like this remake and I appreciate faithful it's attempting to be to the original. That I think would have been the absolute wrong choice with Dawn of the Dead. That's the one where I think they were smart in making a completely different movie, where it's just people in a mall, zombie apocalypse. That's the only thing that connects. Because I think a Dawn of the Dead remake that's trying to be more faithful of that film with its story and themes and characters sounds really dull and interesting to me. And that sounds more pointless to me.
Yeah.
To attempt that. So I think they were smart in making a completely different type of movie.
Because I don't even think they attempt to do any of the like satirical consumerism angle of the original in that movie. I think it's literally just an action movie, from what I remember.
Yeah.
I mean, there's some of it, but like most of it's just the inherent. So they're in a mall, they're zombies.
Yeah. Oh, he wants to get in. Let him in.
Let him in. Yeah, like I said, I appreciate the tension and the anxiety. That there's a lack of from this point on. There's a lack of escalation. We're just at this speed constantly, and for me, it's a little overbearing, and it makes me what cut would like because it's not like we board up everything and things are fine for like 10 minutes and then they start getting worse. It's just this. It's just zombies pounding on the in the windows and then just got those hammers.
Yeah, nail those boards. Fortify that house.
This is what men do. And women, because 90s.
You don't be sexist. The women can do it too.
And also, what's funny is Barbara's portrayal in this. Even that was great because some critics felt Barbara was more interesting in the original, and this made her a typical final girl. And it's like because she's a more three-dimensional character with an arc.
Yeah, I don't understand where that criticism's coming from.
And there's nothing wrong with having a preference, but again, that's a change in this remake that I think works. Like I like the comparing.
Like we talked about with the previous commentary, I kind of get what they're trying to do with Barbara in the original, but I think ultimately this is the better decision.
Yeah, like if I have to pick one, this is the Barbara that I prefer.
Yeah, she's just more of a character.
Yeah, in the original, she's more of just an idea of a type of person in this situation.
This Tom also doesn't look as young as he's supposed to be, I don't think.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just because in the original he looks a lot younger.
That's like, is he supposed to be like 30 or 16? I'm not sure.
Somewhere in between. They're going for that old-timey TV set.
Yeah.
That's going to be the news broadcast from Shaun of the Dead again.
This is a wrinkle that I like, though, with them trying to board up this house. That's a thing they added the plot is like, well, we replaced all these and the older, stronger, the older wood, like that, those are in the cellar, so I'll Cooper trying to get those. Like, there's just tiny little additions. But take a chill pill, man.
His eyes are gonna pop out of his skull.
He's like a Looney Tunes character.
Yeah.
Like I said, what I like about Cooper, the original, is just he is just kind of a normal guy who, in these circumstances, becomes his worst self. But you imagine, like a week prior, was probably like a decent, like fine person. That's at least the way I read it.
Yeah.
I keep it ambiguous. Again, might be a little racist. Like, there's definitely that undercurrent you could read too. Whereas this guy probably is. He's just that awful.
Yeah, I mean, I typically prefer it when characters are complex and nuanced, not just one-dimensional assholes.
Yeah,
but whatever.
but the performance is still fun. Shut up, Ellen.
Oh no! Don't slap your wife.
No.
Yeah, I mean, he's just good at playing a cartoony
An asshole.
asshole here.
Yeah. And meanwhile, John's like, "This isn't at an 11. This is a perfect bit
This
of
is a
downtime."
subdued
I've seen this in other
drama.
movies. It's fine. I don't know what you want from me.
It's just so constant. Like, these people are already ready to kill each other. And we are halfway through this movie.
I was gonna say we're only halfway.
And that's for her, like, there's nowhere else for it to really go. There's nowhere to keep escalating. It's like, yep, they're awful and can't work together, get along, and it's just isn't gonna work.
I will say, and I don't really know how I feel about this, but because this movie was directed by Tom Savini, I kind of had the expectation of it being a little bit more sensational with the gore, and or just like maybe a little bit more focused on like the zombies looking different and like having like better makeup with them. So I don't know. I'm not like disappointed by it so far, but it's just not what I was expecting.
Right. That's kind of a pro and con that you don't get a lot like fun gimmicky zombies. Most of that stuff's in the
Yeah.
but he is treating this very. He's not really going for camp, which Romero really liked to play with in his movies.
And I guess that's fine. Like, I think that's why I have mixed feelings about it. It's like I respect wanting to be in the same tone as the original and like, paying tribute to it. But I also want him to bring his own, flavor to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think he's quite doing that enough, but
yeah, and again, according to him, this movie's only like 40% his vision. So
true, yeah.
Curious what that means or how accurate that is.
I'm really curious to see that extended cut now, if it ever comes out. I guess it's being worked on right now.
But yeah, this is like the other big scene I was talking about, though, where it doesn't feel gratuitous to me. It's just we're really making a point of showing Barbara putting on pants. That's clearly a character choice of her wardrobe evolving, where she's becoming more quote unquote masculine.
Yep. Yeah, and I mean, like, that's a big part, but also, like, from the beginning, like, she's got shorter hair than she did in the original.
It's a very 90s haircut.
She's, like, immediately kicking ass.
That's that weird, again, just fashion and sensibilities where you go back to, like, the 60s and, like, that short pixie haircut, like, that was the norm. That was just what was popular. And then in the 90s, that's, like, an edgy anti-establishment thing, because the 80s, I guess, were all about the big hair. So going for the complete obvious, now you're the outcast or whatever. It's just weird how, like, culture, in such a short amount of time, those perceptions change. But it's like, yeah, this was just a normal fucking haircut in the 60s. And you like these scenes of them boarding up windows, Noah?
That zombie gave up. He's like, I'm gonna go out a different window.
And but this is a bit, though, that they are playing a lot more in this version of the keys. The keys to the car, presumably the gas pump. That's something that's from the original that we're just giving a lot more attention into this version. Is gotta find the fucking keys. Where are they?
Oh, where's the keys?
Remember that scene 10 minutes ago when the zombie was breaking the window and that bored. It's a little repetitive.
They're playing Call of Duty Zombies right now. They got to board up the windows. Oh my god, just shoot him.
This is the other part of the movie, though, where I actually agree with Cooper, where in the context of this film, it's like, yeah, this is all falling to shit. Let's just go on the fucking set. Like, this isn't
But
working.
remember, the cellar's a death trap.
This is definitely not going to end well.
What? Fucking. Alright, we're throwing stuff at each other now.
But I do like, though, the way the zombies are directed. Like, he is trying to make them scared. You know what I mean? They're not meant to be goofy or like, whoa, look at this gross effect. It's just like, no, they're just fucking intense.
Yeah, no, I can definitely appreciate it on that level.
Also, a big thing they play up in this version is Cooper still being ignorant about the zombies, where he's like, no, dead people can't watch. It's impossible. Impossible, I tell you.
Oh my god, it's Gollum.
This is a good scene. I like this bit.
Holy shit, Barb's going off.
Yeah, it's convenient that zombie just stand there.
I like the way she plays this, where she's like, "Is he dead?"
Yeah, it's great. It's just funny that after everything they've seen, Cooper's still in denial. Again, just making him look like more of an ignorant asshole. It's like, dead people can't walk.
We have about 10 more minutes of window boarding scenes to go. So hang in there.
Yeah, and it just, again, that's part of my issue with the pacing. It just doesn't feel that repetitive in the first one, or like it goes on for that. It's just like, yep, you're still doing this.
There's the naked zombie in this one.
Oh, we already saw zombie guy ass.
Oh, but that was a dude.
Where's the lady?
Where's the later? That was a really hairy dude.
Yep, they're still going. Like I said, I'm not even saying it's poorly executed. It was just like a scene in the first one, and this one it feels.
No, that one I can agree with. Like, some of that stuff goes on too long.
Robert's just really trying to get John to agree with him. Acknowledge this board scene. No, it does say something that's like the main thing we have to talk about right now.
What's making that sound? It's like
Why
voices coming from a box.
Oh, it's like some sort of television set.
We make Cooper that ignorant. He's like, he's fucking magic. Boxes can't talk.
Pictures can't come from boxes. Dead can't walk the earth.
Like, we're gonna do that in this scene where he's like, people, like the guy on the TV's like, people walking around dead, that's impossible. Yeah, I know it's impossible. Like, it's really weird that they play that up.
You saw it with your face. Why is this TV black and white?
Because it's old.
Is it a homage
Yeah.
to the original movie?
Like, yeah, you see, it's preposterous. He's like, oh, right. Whew. I am the
I'm
same
gonna
one.
put an end to this black magic.
He almost did the line from Shaun of the Dead. I don't know if you got that now.
Oh, so close.
Eaten alive.
There's panic on the streets of London. Oh, sorry, we're gonna get copyright claimed.
No,
Whoa.
it was
Tom Savini jump scare. Or, what's my timestamp?
Yeah.
56:50.
Okay, I'm like 20 seconds behind. They just dropped the TV. And now they're fighting. This movie is 30% nailing boards to windows and 50% arguing. Not badly done, though. Again, these are good performances.
Get in your basement, big head.
That's a good line, and again, one of those bits where I think they are trying to portray him as nuanced, but he's just such an asshole you don't care even when he's right.
It's like they just decided to make him a more nuanced character midway through the movie.
Oh my god, I just saw a zombie guy with a ponytail. He looked very 90s.
Is there gonna be a mullet zombie?
Oh, there should be.
Mullet Superman. There he is.
Oh my god. That is a gag I like a lot though, with her stabbing like the little cross thing to him. Like I said, I prefer Cooper in the original, but I do like the dynamic between Ben and those characters interplay. I do like this for.
Yeah, and I think Barbara here might be the best actor, giving the best performance out of the cast. I mean, Tony Todd's really good too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a shame she didn't get to get more starring roles like this.
Yeah, because she's really good.
She really
she's great in this movie. Yeah. I do wonder if this was anyone's first time watching, like if someone watched this before the original. That's probably really uncommon, but I do wonder if that's ever happened.
Given that the first one's a public domain movie that is
widely
accessible.
available.
Yeah.
But a lot of the times when movies are remade, the intention is for a new audience to see it. So.
Well, it's very telling that, and again, I'm not saying this was a bad thing, but that when we do get Dawn of 14 years later, that's not a sequel to this. That's its own thing, and I think this movie is well forgotten about by the time we got that Dawn of the Dead remake.
Oh yeah,
and Dawn of the Dead,
14 years later too.
Mm-hmm. And that movie was a big enough hit and popular enough that there are definitely many people who saw that before seeing the and many people who didn't even know it was a remake.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, because that movie has, I feel like, its own fan base or its own kind of following separate from the original.
I think with Dawn of the Dead, it kind of came out at the right time to really capitalize on that 28 Days Later popularity.
Yeah.
Which, even though I don't consider that a zombie movie exactly, resurrected the interest in that type of thing.
That type of genre.
Oh my god, there is a mullet zombie.
Yay!
There is. Now we just need a 90s Nightwing rat tail zombie.
Oh, that's beautiful. So I'm just curious if there are more scenes that kind of flesh out some of these characters more, that the studio was like, no, up down, just make it scary.
Make it
people are just here for the zombies. They don't care about the talkie scenes. Oh my god, there is naked lady zombie.
Yeah, we just got to that, yeah. Yeah, so if that extended cut does come out, I would like to see it.
Yeah.
And
I'm very curious about it.
This is going to end up being, I think, a top tier remake for me, even if it's not perfect. There's so many pieces I like.
When I would love to see, I guess, either Scream Factory or like Arrow or somebody do like a 4K set of this with the extended cut. That would be nice.
It would be.
Did Tony Todd just punch that fire out?
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that's the power of Tony Todd.
Dude, you're gonna see him punch a zombie later. It's amazing.
What the hell?
What the hell?
And you said this movie was more realistic.
I'm trying to remember how this happens in this.
Yeah, this is like the big scene that I think is improved in this.
To be fair, that's not hard.
It makes a lot. It's a lot more believable. It feels less contrived, but still has a character doing a stupid thing that is retained. Can the A-Team music kick in when they're driving this truck? Kind of fun. We lost Ben. He said we lost Ben, but the subtitle said we lost a man. He lost man.
Oh, YouTube's the auto-generated closed captions on YouTube are always terrible.
I forgot you were watching YouTube for a second. I was like, what are you talking about? The subtitles are fine.
Guys, they lost man from the Arkham subreddit. It's their fault.
I love that. Why didn't you tell me? As if he wasn't just screaming his lungs off.
But this, oh fuck, we have the keys, but we don't have the key to the gas pump. Fuck. So it's still stupid, but I believe more that this guy would do this and not Ben. It just happens a lot. And he forgot about the torch in the back.
No, that is much better. And what's funny is because they do that in the original too, but in the original it works for some reason.
Yeah, yeah, well, he shoots the lock off and then takes off the hose. It's like, yeah, it just goes around. This, he shoots it, it leaks, it breaks, sprays onto the truck, and then just explodes because of the fire. Like, it feels a lot more natural.
Tom just shot a gas pump. Is he stupid?
Yes. Tony Todd wrestling zombies. Okay.
Why the fuck is man punching a zombie?
He starts doing just kung fu and parkour and shit. That'd be awesome.
Hell yeah. Uh-oh.
Spaghetti-O.
What happened to the girl?
What happened? Yeah, the scene is fine. I much prefer the one in the first movie. I mean, there's a little nod to it that you'll see. Where's my daughter?
Hey, what's up, Jareth?
Hey, Jareth.
Hello.
Oh my god. Zombie child.
Oh, it's the YouTube thumbnail. Okay, she doesn't stab her in this one.
Which, I think is fine. It just happens so quick. It's like, oh, okay. The original, that's just such a visceral sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a moment I think is a bit of a downgrade. But oh fuck. Whoa.
Open the door.
Yeah, and again, that's this is just where you get kind of that clear difference. In the original, Cooper's just kind of scared and frozen and not opening the door for him. Here, he is actively fighting Barbara while this is going on.
What an asshole.
The zombies are going after the lights.
Those are some clever girls. Was this how he dies in this version?
That's what you expect.
Yeah.
That's kind of how they play it. It's like, now I have a gun.
They subverted my expectations. No.
Okay, let me know if I missed something. This seems kind of confusing. Do they get 2 guns off of this cop? Just pay attention to that. Because I was kind of confused the first time I watched it. And if so, why does he have 2 guns? I'm not sure if I missed something.
Okay, well now I'm curious. Let's see.
But oh, Koopa's going nuts.
Uh-oh. Sarah!
Sarah Harding. She doesn't acknowledge her dad as human. That's why she walks past him. Oh.
This isn't something they did in the original.
Oh, fuck. They're shooting at each other. They have a common enemy and they're shooting at each other.
Yeah, so Tony Todd had a gun from that cop. And now Barbara just picked up a gun.
It's just like, That cop had 2 guns? Okay.
Yeah. 2 guns, bitch.
Not even saying that's a plot hole, it's just weird.
Yeah, he was a dual-wielding cop, Robert.
Oh my god. Like I said, this is the theme of the original, just amplified a bit, Come down to 2 humans fighting each other.
I mean, I'm fine with that change though, because that's something they never did in the original. The conflict of a loved one being turned and then having to kill them. That's something obviously they do in Shaun of the Dead, but that's not something you see in the original Night.
Yeah, that becomes a zombie trope that you don't really see in that first film. I guess the closest you get to that is just the mother being too scared and daughter killers.
Yeah,
scared and traumatized.
But I also read that scene as there's a zombie coming towards me and it's gonna kill me.
And oh fuck, it's doing it.
Got how fast this like second half moves. It's like we're already at the. It feels like the gas station scene just happened, and we're already at the.
Right. No, we rearranged some stuff a bit. So a lot of the big moments do happen in close succession in this version. But so that's a twist. That's a big change. There's now Cooper hiding in the attic. And I can't tell if that's a plot hole or not, because now that we have an attic, it's like, well, yeah, that seems way more safe than the cellar, because the zombies can't get up there. Unless they know how to pull the thing down and get the ladder down. That actually seems way more safe. You go high and hide. You don't go low in the cellar, you go high. Okay, no. Ben's like, oh fuck. So that's a change now, is now both Ben and Cooper have been shot. Noah, what is your current timestamp?
Right now I'm at 1 hour, 12 minutes, and 15 seconds.
Okay, so I'm like synced up perfectly with you. But God, the amount of ads I've had on this thing have just been...
That's rough, man.
Yeah. Yeah, and now we're doing this scene of them getting the zombies and eating. Where that feels like that comes a lot later in this version.
Okay, so this should be like a creepy, more gory scene.
It's fine, Barbara. But I also don't think Barbara in this becomes like one note, just kick-ass action hero girl either. Like, she's still traumatized. Like, she's still scared. I still think she's a believable human. Like I said, I like her performance a lot.
Yeah, no, she's good.
That's one of the goofier zombies he slipped in there that's holding. That's very Romero, though. He did a lot in his movies, or there's always some reason.
That was the most bloodless headshot I've ever seen.
Oh fuck, they're in the house.
This movie's pretty tame for an R.
Yeah. But that's the place you at least put some blood, is just when you're shooting them. It looks really weird when you shoot somebody in the head and there's no blood.
It's fine.
Yep, that's me. You're probably wondering how I got here in the cellar.
And that, kids, is how I met your mother.
Oh no, wait.
God. No, wait.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't want to think about that.
Todd's not looking so good.
He really sells crying scenes.
Oh yeah. Oh, it's the hand.
Got another hand.
It's the same hand. I choose to believe it's the same one.
I know it is, because he's like, I don't want to eat that. Heroin addict zombie? Okay, that's fun. No, he ate a gummy worm.
Oh, he's gonna eat a rat.
I don't
or
like
a
this
mouse.
bit. If that's a real mouse, I don't like it. Just this choice. Don't do that.
Ugh.
There's no way on a studio film.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was the 90s.
They could get away with stuff.
Let me in.
Oh my god.
This bit's great. Coming up. Just very dark and nihilistic.
I'm interested to see how they do the rest of this, because I assume they take a different direction with it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and this movie's technically set in 1989, I guess. Batman just came out. Now there's fucking zombies.
Batman was the start of the zombie apocalypse.
It's like, well, at least I have my cigarettes. Oh no, he found the key to the gas.
Oh, that sucks.
That really sucks.
Poor guy.
And it just, the twist of the knife is like if Cooper just listened to them for 5 seconds. You know. Because they found the other keys off of the dead body that were to the truck and were like, okay, one of two. But nope, gas pump keys were in the cellar the whole time.
I do like that bitter.
Yeah, it's extremely sad. Yeah, and now she's gone like full Ripley with her outfit.
Yeah, they should have remade Alien instead of making Alien 3 and just cast her as Ripley.
Yeah. Oh my
oh
god.
my god.
It's Bill Moseley.
Mm.
No, I do like that there's kind of a traceable arc of like, yeah, she's kind of a fighter, but like mostly scared now. No, she's just a survivor.
Yeah. So this scene's kind of played for comedy, but I'm like, I don't know. I don't feel safe with her with these guys.
Yeah.
Like I'm still really uncomfortable. But it's fine because now it's daytime.
Because now it's the Day of the Dead.
Oh my god. And this scene is very Dawn. Feels like the later movie Savini throwing a bit in here.
This is just the biker gang from the end of Dawn of the Dead.
He should have played the. Maybe he is in the background somewhere. I don't know.
Oh, maybe.
Should be. But yeah, one of these guys is the same one as the reporter. So that's also know that the guy who played Barbara's brother Johnny he's the sheriff somewhere in here. I didn't spot him, but that is so that's fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Do you think this line is too on the nose? They're us and we're them, or do you think material? It does feel very Romero, I think.
I can picture someone saying it in one of the movies from the original trilogy.
Yeah, and I mean, he did come back to write the script, like he was involved.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that, actually. Huh. Yeah, this is kind of fucked up.
Yeah. Like I said, it's a bit of dawn and day sprinkled in there. I like it. Oh my god, they're in the Jurassic Park Jeep.
They gotta find the hide. You have me quoting a movie I don't remember.
Hey, some people are wearing face masks this time. When was this made? 2020?
Oh. What is this movie political now?
But this is a change that I think works, though, having Bart meet up with and just kind of hanging out.
Just don't kill Ben. Oh, fuck. Oh, no.
He's fine. His eyes are just a little hazy.
No.
Like I said, it's still a gut punch. It's just not trying to replicate the same irony from the first one.
I don't know if this works as well.
No, like, I prefer the first one. But like I said, it's still like gut punched. But this scene, though.
Oh, he's alive.
Yep. He came back.
What the fuck? Dude.
There's another one for the fire. That's what sells the ending for me. That's when I like the change.
I mean, I guess this version deserved it more because he was more of an asshole.
Well, it's like last she saw them, these two guys were shooting at each other. And in her mind, from her perspective, like, I guess you could say the wrong one lived. So she's like, fuck it, I'll do it myself. And it is a dark ending for her, though. Just morally,
it's messed up.
It's very messed up, but it's fine. He deserved it. And I like that all these other guys are none the wiser. It's just like, yeah. Now we kind of respect her. She shot a zombie.
Another one for the pile.
Mm-hmm. I just think that if you try, in my opinion, if you try to replicate Ben's death exactly from it just wouldn't have the same impact, like, because you just see it coming.
Yeah. I don't.
I still prefer the first one.
I don't understand the point of making him a zombie.
Well, if it's the same idea from the first one, it's just, yeah, they're all infected. He died. He's a zombie now. like John was talking about with the bite stuff.
No, okay, yeah, because I was thinking he got bit, but I forgot about that aspect of it. So, yeah.
Like, so what sells the ending for me is when she shoots. It's like, oh fuck.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude. I wasn't expecting that.
So, John, how did that? Yeah, I still like it. John, how did that ending?
I like her killing Cooper. I don't know about him becoming a zombie and then being killed that way. I think there's something more tragic about it if they shoot him as a human anyway. But it works well enough. It's fine.
Right. So that's Night of the Living Dead, folks.
Again.